Hey guys, today's topic of the video is going to be about an important topic, an important writer who is Christopher Marlowe, or the Shakespeare, or probably the Shakespeare of his time, or probably he could replace William Shakespeare. But before starting, I will suggest you to subscribe to this channel and also follow us on Instagram. In this video, we will be discussing the introduction, the early and later life, and the literary works of Christopher Marlowe. In this video, we will be also discussing the death, the mysteries and mysterious death of Christopher Marlowe, and speculations about his death, and the conjectures about his death. And also we will also make a short comparison, but an elusive comparison, between William Shakespeare and Christopher Marlowe. So start right from the introduction of Christopher Marlowe. Christopher Marlowe was a writer of Elizabethan era. He was a dramatist, poet, and a translator. He is also known as a great Elizabethan tragedian. His place is very next to William Shakespeare, or he could be William Shakespeare, or Christopher Marlowe could become a brand of himself, like William Shakespeare, if he could stay alive for some time. But he was murdered due to some religious or political things. So we will discuss it later. So his free verse is very famous at that time. He wrote such a later work because of his early mysterious murder. So he died early. So moving towards the early and later life of Christopher Marlowe, he was born in Canterbury in 1564, and which is the same year of William Shakespeare's birth. So it is said that, it is obvious to us that William Shakespeare and Christopher Marlowe shared the same time, and they were contemporary. His father was a shoemaker, and his name was John Marlowe, and his mother was Catherine Arthur. He attended King's School in Canterbury for his early education. Later, he was admitted to Corpus Christi College and got a bachelor's in art degree in 1583. He did his master's degree in 1587. It is said that university offered him an early master's degree because of his plan to visit France as a Roman Catholic priest, and it was an illegal act in the time of Queen Elizabeth I. Queen Elizabeth I, the time of Queen Elizabeth I was very secular, very free, and everyone was living a life of freedom, and unlike her stepsister, who was Mary the First, who is also known as Bloody Mary, she who killed more than 1,000 or many Protestants. Unlike her, Queen Elizabeth time was very free, very lenient and secular. She was a Protestant, but she was a secular. He gave freedom to all them, but there was some conspiracies about her too, because it's a long story, because of her father's marriage, and she was illegal to the Roman Catholic Church. So Catholic wanted to overthrow her and wanted to replace her. So I will also make a video on that, King Henry VIII's life and his marriages and his upheaval with the church, the Roman Catholic Church. So back to the topic. There were violence on a large scale throughout Europe between the Catholics and Protestants because of anti-Catholic laws of the Protestant queen. It was also thought that France has a plotting, that in France he was plotting against the queen with some other conspirators. Later he joined the royal court and started literary work under the influence of Sir Walter Raleigh. Sir Walter Raleigh is a very court. He was a very near person to Queen Elizabeth. So Sir Walter Raleigh, I will also make a video on him. So he also joined some mysterious movement at that time. Christopher Marlowe joined some mysterious moment at that time. So it is some mystery involved in his life, in his works and his things he was doing, his actions. So in 1587 he started living in a Thomas Kyte's home in London because of his not good reputation and his mysterious acts and works. In 1589, he spent time in prison with murders allegation. In 1590, he wrote The Passionate Shepherd to his love as a reply to Walter Raleigh's work, The Nymph's Reply to the Shepherd. On May 12, 1593, Thomas Kyte was arrested by the Privy Council as a controversial writer. Due to the torture in prison, Thomas Kyte named Christopher Marlowe an atheist and a heretic. Arrest warrants for Christopher Marlowe was issued, but he died before facing the allegations. His death was due to some mysterious murder. So he was murdered before his allegations. So moving towards the speculations and his some conspiracy theories about his death and life. So before getting arrested, he had an argument with his friend. As Marlowe was a short-tempered person, he grew angry. His friend drew out a knife in his defense and stabbed Marlowe. He was killed. Some sources say that a mysterious death for Christopher Marlowe came, but there are some assumptions about his death, like he was murdered. Second is that he was alive and later changed his name to William Shakespeare, and he is the real author of Shakespeare's plays, or he fled, or he is perhaps secretly buried. So these are the three speculations about his death, assumptions about his death. So he died on May 30, 1593. It's an official death, which is the first possibility given. So moving towards the literary works of Christopher Marlowe, in 1586, his famous Dido, Queen of Carthage, was published. He wrote it in the collaboration with Thomas Nash. In 1587, he wrote Tamburlaine I. Next, he wrote Tamburlaine II from 1587 to 1588. In 1589, he wrote The Jew of Malta. Between 1589 to 1593, he wrote Dr. Faustus. In 1592, he wrote Edward II. In 1593, he wrote The Massacre at Paris. In poetry, he wrote The Passionate Shepherd to his love, which I have discussed earlier. It was a response in the writing, or it was a response to a writing of Sir Walter Raleigh. He also wrote the translations of Ovid's elegies. His incomplete work was Hero and Leander, which was complete by George Chapman. So moving towards the comparison between William Shakespeare, comparison with William Shakespeare, these both writers were the great writers of English literature, and they broke tradition of English drama. Marlowe had a great name, but his death, William Shakespeare got, but after his death, William Shakespeare got prominent. It can be estimated that Marlowe paved the path for Shakespeare's fame and success. Marlowe is regarded as a father of English tragedy, and his tragedy is called Marlowean tragedy. His famous tragedy is Dr. Faustus. I have also made a video on it. I will provide the link in the description below. Marlowe's hero is always vulnerable to some tragic flaws which cause his downfall, and the same are Shakespeare's tragic heroes influenced by Marlowean style. Marlowe says, since William Shakespeare also, it is also said that William Shakespeare had given his tragedies the style of Seneca. So we will discuss that later in another video too. Marlowe's plot were unsophisticated and lack subplots that support the main plot, unlike Shakespeare's plot, which were more fabricated and contain more subplots. For example, held the whole example of Dr. Faustus with some other Shakespeare's play. Dr. Faustus, we have only main plot. There are no side plots, no side plots about Dr. Faustus' friends, girlfriends, or his mother, his father, anyone. But in Shakespeare's plays, in Shakespeare's tragedies, there are more than one plot. There are many subplots and they are connected to the mainstream plots of the play. As compared to William Shakespeare, Marlowe's plays are low in style, form and language. William Shakespeare's plays are more inventing about the words, phrases and idioms, but Marlowe plays are more realistic. They are low in style and form and language. He was the first English author who used free verse in his plays. That's enough. I have also made a video on university wits, as Christopher Marlowe was a university wit along with some others. So link will be given in the description below. So thanks for watching. I hope you will like or dislike this video. Also comment in the comment box for further inquiry and do subscribe to this channel. Thank you.